housing sector eno webateteredde definitely wabeerawo obuzibu. In fact zezimu ku ezo government zetunuulira bw'osoma ebigendo ebya vision 2040. Mwami Kawesa twogere ekintu ekiri critical mu kiseera nga kino. Manyi nti oli aweya emu ku ebyo government byetunuulira tutuusa mu vision 2040 zezimu ku sector yeza housing sector. Biro byonna mina mitegedde affordable housing ntandika ntya neetaaga ssente mmeka? Of course tukikonyeeko emitwalo 2. Biki bye neetaaga okulaba nti nsobola okuba nga nfuna ku loan ezifaanana bwe ziti?
Mbadde nsaba nsooka entangaazeemu twayogedde ku incremental housing loan that promotes affordability. Emitwalo 2 gye nayogedde, it's the loan amount, minimum loan amount.
Okay.
It's not your contribution or something or monthly installment, wapula, the minimum loan amount, meaning we are including everyone who has a dream of owning a home. So bwetudda ku nsonga ya requirements okusobola okufuna mortgage, ekisingira ddala obukulu tuba twetaaga proof of reliable source of income. Enyingi zaayo eri etya? Is it reliable? Oba ofuna sente once in 6 months? Kati ekyo kikulu. Kati bwe tuba tutegedde ekyo to making sure nti ensasula yo eri in line with your source of income.
Okay.
If you're earning salary every month, then that can be aligned so that your payments are monthly. Tuinamu n'abo ababeera ne quarterly sources of income nga ziri quarterly. For example, oyinza okuba oyina amayumba go nga bapangisa abo mwina contract bakusasula oluvannyuma lwa buli myezi 3. N'ogamba nze my source of payment is going to be my rental earnings.
Okay. Kati
ne loan era to making sure nti osasula quarterly to facilitate that. So we are that flexible. Ekyokubiri ekyetaagisa nga tumaze okulaba your source of income, tutunuulira what we call your financial card.
Okay.
Bw'oba tulina financial card tusobola okukolera financial card eyo mu bwangu. Financial card eyo eraga records z'omuntu z'alina nga zeeyeewola. Bw'oba nga oyina bounced checks zozogabira abantu oba oyina loan zobadde tosasula bulungi, byonna bibeera mu record eyo era nga kyekimu ku bigwanyi what is it called, requirements, ebyetaago eby'omuntu yenna mu Uganda okwewola mu banka yonna. So tutunuulirayo financial card ne tulaba records ezo, n'ekirala tutunuulira ennyumba gy'oyagala okugula.
Okay.
Ne tutunuulira ku title, wabaawo ne some due diligence to confirm that everything is in line. So we work with you in that regard. So tutunuulira property gy'ogula ne tulaba valuation, what's the value, is it in line with how much you want to borrow. Ebina tubitunulako naye ekisinga obukulu your credibility kyetulaba ku financial card yo ne sasula yo based on your source of income.
Okay.
Yes sebo.
So bino kirabika omuntu wa bulijjo ndowooza twetaaga kyapa si bengi nnyo to a common person. Bino requirements ndaba zammwe bamemba ba parliament bana nzatandika obutandisi really nsobola okufuna mu bintu bino.
Kati era okwongera okuzaamu amaanyi bakasitoma baffe tetukoma ku mortgage ez'ebizimbe nga title weeri oba ekyapa weekiri, n'abo abalina endagaano era tubawola, tusobola okuwola nga tusinzidde ku ndagaano. Nayogeddeko oluvannyuma nti tulina enkolagana ne Buganda Land Board tukolaganira wamu, kati abaagala okwewola nga talina kyapa ng'olina endagaano era nabo tubaweereza ate abo bangi. So that speaks to the flexibility that we have. So bw'ogamba nti bino ebisaanyizo byaba MP baani nedda ssebo, tutunuulira buli kasitoma waffe nga bw'ajja ne tusobola okumuweereza naye nga tulina flexibility eyo. Tetutunuulira just nti tuwe ekyapa oba tolina kyapa tetukuyamba, nedda ssebo. Tukolagana wamu ne kasitoma waffe ne tukusobozesa okufuna ennyumba.
Okay.
Yes sebo.
Bino binyamba kyova byetwogera benefits ki nga nze customer zenfuna oba ku nkomero ya byonna zenyumirwa nti nfunye loan ya housing koze kino nekino nekino biki byenfunamu nga nze customer.
Webale nnyo ssebo. Ngenda kutandika ne flexibility gye nayogeddeko. Ebintu ebimu wano bye twogerako ogenda bisanga ku Housing Finance Bank wokka. Bank esobola okuwa loan entono ennyo $200 okutandika n'emitwalo 2. That flexibility is not common. That's one of the benefits I would like to talk about. Flexibility mu loan amount. Kati nayogedde ku bika bya mortgage bingi. Naye kisinziira ku nfunayo ne flexibility yaffe. Loan zaffe osobola okwewola paka ku myaka 2. Osobola okugamba nti njagala kugula nnyumba eno ya $3 million naye bwe mbalamu bwe tubalamu emyaka 5 nga tosobola zisasula. Ate tusobola kusibamu muguwa nti osasule loan eyo ennene mu myaka 5 ate olemererwe. Kati tukuwa advice oba tukuwa options nenga maximum loan tenor is up to 20 years depending on the customer's preference. All that is done to enable you own a home.
Okay.
That's the flexibility. Wakati the longer the period, the less pressure you have in terms of the monthly installments. So boba bwengolaba emyaka 10 gye gigenda okukolera tugenda n'ekyo kasita obeera nga ogenda kusobola okusasula loan mu myaka 10 bwe giba 5 ng'era ogisobola era tukuwa egyo myaka 5 bwe giba nga myaka 2 nga gye gigenda okuyisaawo era tukolagana wamu naawe with that flexibility.
Okay.
The other benefit I want to talk about is the fact that Housing Finance Bank can finance your home purchase up to 100%. Ekyo nakyogeddeko much earlier. Bw'oba oli bothered about your contribution over 20%, 30%, but sinaweza 30%, just show us the house. I want to buy this house. We can do up to 100%. Housing Finance Bank is the only bank with that offer. That's okay. A big benefit. The other benefit is, Housing Finance Bank has been doing this, providing these services for the past 54 years.
Okay.
Emyaka 5 mwena nga tuweereza bakasitoma baffe mu byamayumba ne services endala. So you're working with very experienced people, a dependable organization. So tugenda kubeerawo nga oddeeri toyina decision tomanyi kikigenda mu maaso kati your actual experience is a critical component in our offering.
Okay.
Yes.
So but maybe statistics response y'abantu towards housing loans is now 88 year maybe based on the precedent statistics nabistambula abantu ba respondinga babitegeera tebabitegeera turn up rate efaanana etya.
Actually the turn up
based on the statistics as a bank.
Yeah, the turn up is good, but as a bank, as an industry, we still have some work to do with other key players in the same industry. Kubanga, we still have a big deficit, housing deficit. So tukolagana ne different stakeholders, mulimu ba developers, mulimu companies nga National Housing n'endala nga bazimba amayumba ne batunda.
Okay.
Uptake nungi naye the biggest challenge is the housing deficit. Amayumba matono okusinziira ku bungi bw'abantu ne demand eriwo.
Okay.
Now as a bank we bring the seller and the buyer on the same table and we facilitate that ownership.
Okay.
So the uptake is good, but the major challenge is on the housing deficit. It's
okay.
Huge. Yes.
Abatulaba of course tulina ensonga za housing and mortgaging mu ggwanga erya Uganda. So housing as a sector manyi nti abasinga bakugamba it's an expensive venture. Of course wotunulira statistics biki ebisinga okusomooza housing sector given mwenga abali mirimu egifaananako bwe biti major challenges tugamba nti kino ne kino byemu ku ebyo ebisinga oku affecting the housing sector.
Okay, one of the challenges is I would call it affordability because many properties on the market are costing over 100 million. It's okay. 100 million and above. Now, someone who has just graduated, and I'm using a typical example of someone who has just graduated, they may not afford that kind of house. That means they have to first work, then over time, that's when they can afford certain houses. Exactly. What I'm trying to say is, a nyumba price eri waggulu okusinziira ku demand eriwo. Abantu bangi beetaaga amayumba, naye amayumba agaliwo matono, ate they are a bit expensive. So, as an industry, as other fellow players in the same industry, we still have work to do. I know that's a detailed discussion, but I'll leave it at that. Challenge eriwo oba okusomozebwa okulala okubaddewo. There's some quality challenges. Some quality challenges in terms of some of the products that we've seen on the market. Okay. And that has to be addressed by the developers and the supervising authorities to make sure that the customers get the best solution whenever they buy, whenever they make a decision to buy. You shouldn't be replacing your kitchenware after 1 year. You shouldn't be replacing your appliances, plumbing appliances after 6 months. And this is feedback from the customers. These are some of the challenges. The other challenge is the cost of borrowing, which is defined by the cost of funding. Today, if you look at how the banks are financing the mortgages, it's a bit tricky, because if you come, you might say, why don't you give me a loan at 5%? But the same person asking you for 5%, if they have a fixed deposit, all money they want to fix for say 1 year, they're going to ask you for 12%, because they've done a short survey and they know this bank is able to give me this much. So there's that liquidity pressure that impacts the overall borrowing rate for the customers. So those are some of the challenges I can speak to at this point.
Condominium. Condominium, is it part of the same?
Yeah, byonna mortgage. Yes, sir.
Okay. So the rate at which abantu turning up for condominium since Ogambi byonna biri mu mortgaging. Your area.
Condominiums, Ugandans are adopting the condominiums, and there are those that it's really about preference. There are those that would like to have to purchase a condominium unit on a block. Because of proximity. For example, you can see a condominium in Chisasi, and it's close to town, so you can easily get to work or get to your office. There's also the affordability aspect. So you're owning a home in a strategic location like Nalia, Chisasi, Chanja. It really comes down to the preference. There are also customers that prefer a standalone property, saying, for me, I have my family, I want to be njagala kubeera nzeka mu kikomera kyange. So it comes down to the choice, but I see a good uptake for condominiums as well. It's really a personal choice.
Yeah. Olaba loan zino ezaffe eza salary zituwa obuzibu. Tokomyawo sente zeze neolanga za mayumba. Still turn up rate bakasitoma okomyawo loans zino still reliate.
Beg your pardon?
Nti olaba loan zino entonotono ziba zitusumbwa. So I'm imagining loans ezifaananako bweziti. Your turn up rate y'abantu okomyawo sente yo efaanana etya?
You're referring to the payments, the repayment. Yes, the repayment is good so far from what we are seeing. Customers are paying their loans Of course, you'll always have some few that may struggle here and there, but generally the repayments are really good.
Okay.
Yes.
Lwaki ova loans nani badde ntwala loans za housing?
Okay, webale nnyo ssebo ekibuuzo ekyo. Housing Finance Bank yanjawulo nnyo ku bank endala zonna. Housing Finance Bank is the largest indigenous bank in Uganda. Bank ya bannayuganda kinoomu etali nti it's foreign owned, wabula bank eri owned by Ugandans, 100% owned by Ugandans. Tulina 3 major shareholders. The first shareholder is Government of Uganda, the second one is NSSF, and the third one is National Housing.
Okay.
And these are organizations, these are government organizations. So that's very important. And we are the largest indigenous bank. So when you're supporting Housing Finance Bank, you're supporting the economy, you're supporting the government, you're supporting Ugandans. But it doesn't stop at just saying that, oh, we are an indigenous bank. We've been extending these services for the past 54 years. So we've been here for 54 years. So that comes with experience, that comes with customer service, that comes with reliability. We are really dependable. So that comes with experience. That's very important. The second one is the flexibility I've been talking about. I gave so many examples. When you look at the tenor, when you look at the different products we are offering, when we say that even if you have endagano, we can still give you a loan, we can support you. Even if you want to build in phases, we can give you small money until you get to your dream house. So we have that flexibility that you may not find in many other organizations. The flexibility in terms of the tenor, that's also important, up to 20 years. So you can actually afford a certain mortgage because of that flexibility. We are really flexible. We don't fix the tenor for you, but when we sit down with our customer, we discuss the details and agree what is going to work for you. We also have dedicated relationship managers. So as we are serving you, you have someone, you have a touch point, you have someone you're working with closely, and in case you need anything, you can always engage us through that relationship manager. We've built digital capability. Gone are the days when you had to go to a physical branch. Okay? Today you can serve yourself from your mobile phone.
Okay.
We've used technology to simplify the services our customers can enjoy.
Okay. Olideko ensonga za landlords and tenants issues nazo tuziraba mu bintu ebifaanana bwe biti. Of course edukatiteeka wetwogerera. As a bank mu byencounting ke bifaananako bwe biti.
I will not speak on behalf of the authorities or the government, but what I can say and give you comfort about is the fact that we operate within the regulations. So as the regulations come in, we comply as a bank. So I don't want to really talk on behalf of government, but we work within the laws and regulations that are set.
Concerns is musingo okulira mu bantu maybe as clients regarding this kind of loan.
Okay.
So government ziri major X, Y and Z from across. Zezimu ku major concerns zeziva of course mu public.
Yes, what was nabadde nayogeddeko dda already kati ng'ebya things to do with affordability nti amayumba ga bbeeyi. Actually product zetwogeddeko eza mortgages tuzidesigninze nga tusinzidde ku feedback y'abakasitoma. Bakasitoma biki ebibanyiga ne tugamba omanyi tulina okukola product a product that can address these challenges. Nagedde ku affordability as an example. Nti lwaki oyagala ntwale mortgage ya $2,200,000 nze nyine ettaka lyange. Nyine ettaka lyange wano, nyine endagaano yange, nze njagala kuzimba mpola mpola. So the issue of affordability has been a critical one, and I'm happy to say that we've actually provided a solution to that challenge.
Okay.
Yes, that's one of the challenges. I also spoke about the quality. Sometimes you buy the feedback that's been coming through from some of the customers is around quality. I bought this property, but I'm having issues with a few areas, and that has to be addressed by the developers to promote more uptake from potential buyers.
Okay.
Yeah, those are some of the challenges over okusomozebwa.
So moving forward, where future ya Uganda in terms of the housing, wagira botya senga tuba tutaninze up abana embracing this kind of system, future ya housing mu Uganda wagira bangefaanana etya Msakawezi?
Webale nnyo ssebo, future ya housing mu Uganda ndabanga ebintu bingi bigenda kugetinga into play oba tugenda kubiraba over time. There's a strong agenda on promoting green housing. Chetwandise okuzimba naye nga okuuma obutonde. I know that's a very big topic.
It is.
We've seen several players advocating for that, protecting the environment, because techimala okutema emiti nozimba, then over time netutandika okulaba weather related challenges, climate related challenges. That aspect is getting more and more prioritized. That is something we are seeing. Ekirala tulabawo a lot of creativity in terms of the housing. You talked about condominium as an option. We see that coming out strongly in the different places. There are places mulimu ebifo ebitali mu mayumba bwegatyo katutandise obiraba amayumba ago jegali Kitukutwe, Ludawa, Gayaza, Entebbe Road project nyingi nnyo. Bolaba, if you leave the central business district, nogenda ku Mityana Road, nogenda ku Masaka Road, a lot is going to happen. Atene Hoima, a lot is expected within the Hoima city in line with the oil and gas opportunities. So there are several investors that are coming in here to invest in the housing sector, which is really exciting.
Okay. Tulina kituyita SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunity and threats. Strengths ze tulina mu sector eno, obunafu buliriddawa, opportunities ziririddawa, ne threats ziririddawa. Particularly gwe ngaali mu mirimu egifaananako bwegiti regarding the housing sector in Uganda.
Thank you very much. Starting with the strength, I think and I believe the financing is very available. Housing Finance Bank has all the required funding to facilitate home ownership.
So that's a strength, eh?
Yes. Okay. Because if imagine in a market where banks are not well capitalized, you want $1 billion shillings, but you can't have it for a home, for your dream home, it becomes a challenge. But that's a strength. The other.
Regarding strength, we can, okay, those are two weaknesses.
Moving on to the strength, we have several players. More players are coming in, meaning the customers are going to have a variety, several options, a variety of housing options to choose from. There are those that have built villas, there are those that are building standalone, beautiful houses, there are those that are coming in to build affordable housing, not the ones of 200 million, but so customers are coming in, customers are going to benefit from that.
Okay.
So the developers are serious about it. There are several developers and we are seeing more players get into the market. Weaknesses, I talked about the quality as item that has to be resolved. In terms of the rates, I'm struggling to identify the threats in this particular area. Maybe opportunities.
Hindrances.
And hindrances, I think I spoke to those hindrances earlier.
Okay.
Where I spoke about the quality, where I spoke about the cost of borrowing, where I spoke about some of those challenges. But in terms of the opportunities are immense. Like I said, the condominium options are many now. As you're driving out of Kampala, I'm sure you're seeing so many projects coming up every now and then, meaning that the customers have different options.
Okay.
There are those that say, for me, I have to live along Entebbe Road. There's an option for you. There are those that are saying, for me, I want to live around Chanja. There are so many options for you. There's also opportunities around, there are those that may not necessarily want to be in a condominium environment, but they want to purchase land maybe near the lake, and for them, they want to be near the lake and they want to build there. Okay. So all those are financing opportunities. There's an opportunity for Omuntu wa wansi, and that's where the majority of Ugandans sit.
Okay.
People who want to build mpola mpola, njaga kuzimba mpola mpola. That's a very big opportunity for all Ugandans to own a home. You don't need to think about a very big home or a very expensive home. That's a very big opportunity, and we are very, very deliberate about supporting customers in that space. Okay.
Because we have a fully-fledged ministry, of course, a ministry of lands, housing, and urban development. All those, we know about the sector in housing. Actually, we have lands, you have housing, your area, which is part of our discussion, and then urban development. What government is developing a housing sector in Uganda?
In my view, yes, there's always room for improvement. When you look at the government workers, I'll start with the government workers before I move on to other categories, because the government workers are many and they are at different levels. I believe they can be supported in one way or another, based on some of the feedback they've been sharing over time in terms of subsidies, and this becomes a policy issue before the government. Some of them may require some subsidies to simplify the home ownership. You talked about salary loans. Many of them already have salary loans, but at the same time they have other aspirations to own a home. So sometimes it's a catch-22.
Okay.
They may need some government support through Ministry of Land and Housing. That's what I can say.
Kali turive ensonga za housing sector, of course, kuruda olwa mortgaging and consumer banking based on Istanbul. Udashikange mu Mr. Kawes, John Baptist, tuza tusibule abatulaba.
Mwebale nnyo ssebo, Mr. Makubuya, mwebale nnyo bakasitoma baffe, na mwenna abatulaba, mwebale nnyo obudde bwe mutuwadde, era mbadde nsaba mututuukirire ku Housing Finance Bank ku matabi gaffe gonna lyonna erikuli okumpi. Tubadde tubasaba mututuukirire tusobole okuwayaamu tubaweereze okusinziira ku kye mwetaaga. Housing Finance Bank is a fully fledged commercial bank, tier 1 commercial bank. Services zonna zoba weetaaga, ng'oggyeko ebyamayumba, oyinza okuba weetaaga savings plan, oyinza okuba weetaaga investment. Not everyone wants to borrow, by the way. There are those that need advisory services, which we give out freely. Ngabagala investment options. I have this money I've been saving. What's the best way to invest my money so that I can get a reasonable return on my investment? Okay. So we have several options, several solutions. Mbadde nsaba abatulaba mututuukirire tusobole okubaweereza. Tujja kubaweereza n'essanyu lya nsuso. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala.
Kale bwetyo butambudde olunaku olwaleero, mbadde ne John Baptist Kawesi, Head Mortgages and Consumer Banking mu Housing Finance Bank. Program Uganda Tukole, katuwumule mutuvaawo.